Hello and welcome to another update about the Game Dangerous project. So in this video I'm going to cover a couple of aspects. One is the current state of the map development editor, which has had a bit more work done to it since the last video, and the other is a recent extension I've made to the engine whereby save game files can now save the state that covers a set of interconnected maps rather than just a single map. So I'm going to move over to Firefox now and have a look at, or rather show you, the client side of the map development editor. People that have seen some of the previous videos in the series will have already seen this at an earlier stage of development. Slightly more awkward to show what's going on this low resolution screen, but not to worry. So you may notice, compared to previously, there's some subtle colour coding now on the map that gives an indication of the collision detection properties and which voxels within the map have got GPLC scripts in them or not. Now, I will lead on now to talk about this map, or rather this set of 4 maps, which I'm going to use to now demonstrate the interconnected map saving feature. So you'll notice now when I actually select a voxel, if there is a GPLC script in it, you can actually see some information about that here, and even see a representation of the source code that was used to generate the bytecode, which is now in the map. Now, I'm not going to go into any real detail about the details of the code itself, but I'm going to say briefly what it does, which is that, as you'll see here, there's this structure made out of walls which has an enclosed area with 4 entrances to it. So when the player crosses over any of the 3 scripts in each of these entrances here, they then send a signal to this script in the middle here, which, as you can see, is called which, as you can see, is called multicolour light, and as a result of that, the light will, a dynamic light this script is controlling, will change colour depending on which of these openings the player has either passed into or passed out of the area through. Now, the other thing worth noting in this map is there's also a script here called map transition 1, which does the crucial job of transitioning the player into the next of the 4 maps. Now, the 4 maps are identical except that this script, the map transition script, is different in each one. So the script in map 1 will transition the player to map 2, the one in map 2 will send the player to map 3, the one in map 3 will send the player to map 4, and the one in map 4 will send the player back to map 1. There's no model in the map to actually indicate the teleporter is here, but I'm telling you it's here, and you'll see the effect when the player actually runs into it. Obviously, in the real game, there would need to be there would usually be some visual indicator of where a teleporter was. So, what I'm going to demonstrate is that I can make a change to the state of each of these 4 maps, and as I transition between the maps, that will be saved to a save file, and then I'll be able to go back into the maps by going back around this loop of 4 interconnected maps a second time, and then you'll see that the change in the colour of the light has actually persisted through the save file state. So let's go to start the engine up. Ooh, no, wrong window. Start the engine using the launcher. By the way, as I transition between each of these maps, the engine will be shutting down completely and being started again by the launcher. So here we are. Now, as you can see, as I pass through each of these openings, as I said, the light changes colour depending on which one I've just passed through. So as you can see, this one here sets it to blue, this one here to green, this one to red, and this one to white. So what I'm going to do is set it to red in map 1, which is the map I'm currently in. Then go to the teleporter, which as I said is invisible. Okay, and the launcher's launched the engine again, and now I'm map 2. The light's green, it starts off green, but I'm going to leave it green in this case. Go to the teleporter again. Engine's launched again. This time I'm going to switch it to blue. Think about doing this on my laptop screen versus my desktop means that for some reason it just looks much faster to me visually, but I'm convinced it's an optical illusion, not something to do with the code running differently on the different systems. Okay, so in map 4 it's now set to white. So the sequence going through the 4 maps in numerical order is red, green, blue, white. Okay, so now I've transitioned back into map 1. As we can see, the light is red. This is map 2, it's green. This is map 3, it's blue. And this is map 4, it's white. So, oops, that is the demo for you. As usual with these demos, the models and textures in the level are pretty basic. This is one of the things that I'm going to, once I've finally got the engine where I want to get it, I'm going to have to do some more work on learning how to actually build better quality looking assets. I'm going to try and build a proper game for this thing, but anyway, that's for another day. So thanks for tuning in again, guys. Really appreciate it. Anyone who's taken an interest in this, and this is Stephen signing off.